showtime! The Capital G Show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So guys, we are probably about 10 days out from the ban list inevitably being leaked, and from us knowing what the heck we're going to be playing for the next 6 months. So since we're right at the edge of ban list speculation season, I thought that I'd bring back one of my favorite segments on this channel, and that is of course the return of. Today's card that we're talking about is Trishula, and you know what? First things first, I think that Trishula, unlike many of the cards that hit the ban list, was one that many duelists actually oppose, me being one of them. Trishula itself is not a problem card. I just think that it's extremely powerful, which is easily confused with the term broken. You know, besides the fact that Trishula was more or less just collateral damage from Konami bluntly trying to end the Synchro era and trying to usher in the XC era, you know, many of the enablers of Trish were more to blame than Trish was itself. You know, what am I talking about? Of course I'll answer that question. Plant Synchro and Infernity are the two culprits here by far. You know, one deck had 3 Reborn Tengu and Glow Up Bulb, and then the other deck had Brio loops for days where you could drop Trish 3 times on your opponent in the same turn. I believe you could also do that going first turn 1. So Infernities did some very dirty stuff with Levier and Brio, which would make pretty much anybody want to rage quit if they had that, you know, constantly being dropped on them. Now, everything that I just mentioned has already been addressed, so it wouldn't create any further problems. You know, Reborn Tengu kind of felt like the Samuel L. Jackson of Yu-Gi-Oh! He's in everything. And now that he's at 2, it feels like the exact opposite. It's like No Country for Old Tengu. Glow Up Bulb and Brio are both chilling on the tour bus to the Forbidden Realm, so obviously they're not going to be factors. And every other deck back then that used Trish, which was basically everything, you know, decks like Six Samurai, Tech Genis, occasionally Gadgets, because, you know, they could run like Effect Veiler and stuff like that, they at least had the work to drop him. So if Trish was introduced in today's environment, I don't really see any decks that would like spam him, and even if you could make Trish easily, you're only making it one time. The whole Brio Infernity loop was like the #1 offender as to why this card got banned outside of Konami just wanting to kill all synchros in general. So here's the bottom line about Trishula. It takes 3 cards to summon, which isn't the easiest thing to do, and it takes out 2 resources your opponent controls immediately, obviously at the same time giving you a 2700 beat stick. I don't like counting the card in the graveyard because that can be kind of 50-50-ish whether you hit a legitimate resource or not. And even if you do, your opponent has already used that resource once. So, I mean, if anything, it just balances out. But Trishula is best used as a counter card. You know, Trishula's best applications are when your opponent already has a setup field or a bunch of cards in hand so that you can try and diminish those resources. If your opponent doesn't have anything invested on the board, you know, hitting 1 card out of your opponent's hand isn't going to do much. Like, I know agents could often make Trish turn 1, but if you're just going to Trish me and I'm only going to lose 1 card, I still got 5 to try and counter your play. I'm not really sure how much damage you actually did. So I think that if Konami is really trying to bring back the Age of Synchros, then they should bring back one of the best Synchros of all time. A card that really isn't broken, it's just extremely powerful. It does take some work to do. There are no more infinite loops as far as I know. I mean, if there are, then they must be well hidden. And it's a card that probably didn't need to be banned in the first place. Let me know what you guys think of this. Leave your comments in the comment section below because, again, I just think if you're going to do this whole Synchro thing, unbanning Trish now just makes a lot of sense. Thank you and take care. Subscribing makes life happy.